Hi there, Rabbi. One of the things that I enjoy most about our relationship is our different religious backgrounds and the things that we have in common. And those things, I think, go a long way towards strengthening my belief in religion and goes without saying yours as well. But you've come into question some other opinions that you recently come across. Isn't that true?
Yes, it is, involving intermarriage and also involving Zionism, the two distinct areas that Jews are wrestling with right now. And I think we want to talk about misdirection before we actually get into intermarriage and what's going on, because I think we have to add misdirection to the seven deadly sins. I think we have to have eight deadly sins. And I think misdirection, because it shows up everywhere. Doesn't matter whether we're looking at religion or advertising or our partners, magicians, their whole show depends on misdirection, but that they're magicians. We expect that. But in daily life, we're always misdirected when things are failing, however they fail for the individual. And that was exactly what I read in this blog, blaming intermarriage on the decline of Judaism. Rather than having this ultra-Orthodox rabbi take a look at his practice, his teachings, he spent his entire blog, the whole space, condemning intermarriage. Again, misdirection. Intermarriage is not destroying Judaism. It's just the opposite. It's bringing more people in. And isn't that our goal, to bring more people into Judaism? Whether it's Orthodox, whether it's liberal, whether it's Reform, Reconstructionist. But this particular rabbi, his goal was his form of Orthodox Judaism was failing. So he needs to find somebody to blame. And he was going to blame intermarriage.
Well, I know, and am I correcting the rabbi here? Judaism doesn't have a system or practice of recruiting people or converting people to their religion. It's always welcoming, but you also say anybody can be Jewish. Isn't that correct?
That's
As
correct.
opposed to people knocking on my door saying, let me tell you about this, or walking up to me in the parking lot and here, would you like to be saved? Just take this pamphlet. Uh, but conversion, and we've talked about this before, has always been the goal of a lot of religions to strengthen the religion. Now, the other side of that is and in my own case, for example, my parents were not that crazy when I started dating and eventually announced I was marrying a nice Jewish girl. Uh, but that was because they saw it as a dissolution of my Catholicism. Is there is there any rationale to that thinking?
No, no rationale. Judaism always has followed the procedure. These are our views. This is how we observe. These are our holidays. Why don't you come and join us if you want? But we're basing it on what we're doing, not the fact that you're going to go to a special place or you're going to be punished or you're going to be rewarded. Judaism has never based its recruitment on misdirection. And that's what I objected to in this. This Orthodox rabbi, instead of condemning intermarriage, should have promoted his religion. And that should be the goal in advertising, in politics, everywhere. But it seems that that's why I want to make it one of the seven deadly sins. Misdirection seems to be the way people are going, and it actually doesn't work because people will go and go, this doesn't work, or why am I doing this? Or realize they see the man behind the curtain. And so I want to stay away from misdirection. And Judaism has. The idea of Judaism is take a look, come, meet us, join us, see what you think. But I'm not going to condemn anyone else. And as you mentioned, too often religions condemn somebody else and spend all their time showing how the other group is bad, wrong, rather than promoting the benefits of their own group. and inviting people in. And that was something else that bothered me about this Orthodox rabbi who claimed to be so Jewish, who wanted people to blame someone rather than talking and promoting his system.
Knowing that your conscious decision, so many people, and we've said this so many times, why are you Catholic? Because your parents were Catholic. Why are you Muslim? Because your parents were Muslim. Um, why are you Anglican? I don't know. I still haven't figured that one out. But what should we take from the breastfeeders, the Orthodox, fill in the blank, whatever faith? How do we approach people who are so conscious that there's a strict rule of procedure when you're worshiping God?
Let's all sit down and agree that the goal is to promote Judaism and have it survive, rather than promoting the goal that the only way is my way. That's destructive historically, and that's going to destroy Judaism in the 21st century. We have to all look at each other and say, there is a place in Judaism for all our branches. You know, I always compare it to a train, but someone else once said, there are many rooms in my mansion. And so, to borrow that image, Judaism is a house, a mega mansion, and there are plenty of rooms. So why not look at each other and say, we each have a room? What we're going to do is we're going to provide a Judaism for everyone. And we're not going to downgrade. We're not going to misalign. We're not going to condemn another room to try to make ours look better. What we're going to do is promote and live Judaism. So people go, oh, that's the room for me. Oh, that's the place for me. Then we'll be successful. Then Judaism will succeed. But as long as we find scapegoats, as long as we blame someone else, we're dooming ourselves.
Whatever mansion we wind up in, Rabbi, I hope I get a room close to yours. Thank you as always.
And my caveat, a warning for those watching and listening, keep an eye open for misdirection. It shows up everywhere. And the one thing it has in common is the people aren't satisfied or confident in what they're promoting because they want to misdirect us away from their product.